Before we check in with Keith, let's check in with you. This was Babbling Brook at Beach Hill Pond in Otis earlier today. Thanks to Brian for sharing this relaxing moment with us. We needed it. Remember, you can share your photos and videos with us using the Near Me section of our News Center Maine app.
What's that noise? Is that the wind?
That is the wind. I was just going to say that's a really zenful moment, but whatever's happening outside right now is the opposite of that, especially in Portland.
Why is our studio made out of popsicle sticks and gum? That's what it feels like right now. Just like a tin roof, and it just sounds like it's whistling. I don't think it's that windy, but we have seen some scattered power outages, Zach, along the coastline and inland as well. And that's been a combination of the wind and a little bit of icing, but I'll tell you what, you know, we talked about this just a few minutes ago, but temperatures went from freezing, or 33, to 50 in about an hour. So a really strong, fast transition, and they needed it because we were getting some images out of the foothills and mountains of some reasonable glazing of ice. So that's now done, and we're just all changed over to rain, but it is a little bit breezy out there for sure, especially along the immediate coastline. Here's where the rain snow line has retreated. Caribou actually tweeted out that they're experiencing sleet despite the fact that they were only 18 degrees when that happened. It's just too warm at the mid-levels. So this is going to get out of here pretty quickly. In fact, we'll be done by 1 or 2 o'clock in a lot of spots, and this is 3 o'clock. Most of the state is done. Notice temperatures hang in the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees, so that gives us an easy platform to spring into the 60s tomorrow, and we'll do that, I think, pretty easily over southern and western Maine. Now, keep in mind, when you say it's going to be 60 this time of the year, it's for like an hour, if that. So there won't be a long period of time, but it'll be pretty mild tomorrow afternoon, and then temperatures come crashing down tomorrow night, and it's going to be a really drastic transition. I've got us, actually I should have overridden that model there. I think we'll get to 60 in Portland, 62 in Wiscasset, 61 in Augusta, and 61 in Bangor as well. So say that's, you know, noon to 2 o'clock. And then by 2 or 3 in the morning, the next morning, so about 12 hours later, this is where we'll be into the teens. So that's going to be pretty drastic, one of the bigger temperature swings I can think of, and into the single digits into the mountains. All right, next storm system moves in on Friday. So Thursday's quiet but cold, and it's kind of rude because it was so mild the day before. And this storm system still looks good. The real question is just little wiggles in the low and the precipitation shield that goes with it. So I think it starts snowing on Friday morning. It snows pretty hard through the middle of the day Friday into the afternoon, and then starts to taper off on Friday night. It's pretty progressive, relatively speaking, but it is able to get a lot of snow accomplished in a short period of time, especially with the front end thump. So I've got 6 to 12 inches. It's a little bullish considering the actual model guidance, but those overrunning events like that with a front end thump usually are pretty effective. So that's why I have that number there, 3 to 6 kind of broadly for a good part of the state, and then 1 to 3 to the north of Bangor. So what we have to watch is, does this 6 to 12 slide up if the storm goes a little bit north, or does it slide back down south a little bit? But I think this looks like a pretty good system for a good part of the state. It will be a fluffy, light-ish snow that will blow around a bit as well, and then it's quiet for the weekend. So if you're into winter sports, this won't totally make up, but we've gone through a lot of changes in snowpack this winter. It will put some back on the ground, and it will stay there for a little while because next week doesn't look that warm. Yeah, I know, especially snowmobilers in the southern half of the state are riding on bare trails at this point. Yeah, so for me, give me snow or give me actual spring. Bare ground and hard ground doesn't do a lot for anyone. So agreed. Thanks, Keith.